Welcome back to Movies TV Man. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Man, and please do so because I could do with the followers. Lots of fun, basically, if you want to know what's going on with Manchester United or TV and movies, I'm retweeting and sharing lots of news all day, and I've got lots of fun and funny and serious takes on everything that I'm passionate about in this world. So it's match day today, fellow Manchester United friends. It's Manchester United versus Young Boy in the Young Boy. We're just playing one Young Boy. No, it's Manchester United versus Young Boys in the final group game of this year's Champions League. Now we've already qualified, thankfully, so this is a great opportunity to rest some first teamers and bring some young players in. So I'm looking forward to that. And Ralph, in his press conference yesterday, has already said he'll be bringing some people in that don't normally play. He wants to give the squad players a chance. I can't believe that I live in a reality where Van der Beek is a squad player. To me, it's crazy. Is there something about the way he plays tactically that managers just think, well, this player's a bit of a liability? I just think it's because he's a more forward-thinking midfielder. And I think a lot of managers today are kind of obsessed with this kind of steely midfield. And look, and let's hope that tonight VDB proves himself and that Ralph starts playing him. I don't think Ralph has any loyalties to any players. I think I hear a lot of talk on Manchester United YouTube, Twitter, and other fans saying, oh, you know, he rates this player, he doesn't rate that player. Nah, he's been here for 5 minutes. He only played the team he played on, was it Sunday, because they'd won a game and you say, right, let's see what you can do. And they did really well for about half an hour to 45 minutes. And as he said, as he's already said, he's very impressed by that. So tonight's not really about winning, losing. Tonight should be a relaxing game where we bring in a few squad players. I mean, our squad is amazing. We've got so many good players. It doesn't really matter who we play. I mean, if we're playing players like Van der Beek, you can relax. We shouldn't lose, but we did lose against them at their place. Ralph already saying we owe them one for that. So he is trying to motivate the players that way. There's a lot of things happening with Manchester United right now. Lots of changes. There's things that you know about. There's things going on behind the scenes that I've been told that you don't know about. Exciting things. It's a foregone conclusion that Ralph will be buying players and clearing out players in January, for example. So I'm not sure if there'll be high-profile players, but I do think there'll be a mini clear-out already in January because he doesn't want to wait to the end of the season. There's some things he has to do now. For example, he needs a central midfielder. Now, one thing I can tell you that I'm sure you don't know about is that Ralph Rangnick wants the Paul Pogba contract situation sorted out by the end of January. He's made this absolutely clear to the people at power at Manchester United. He does not want to wait till the end of the season. Now, I've heard a lot of people with a lot of connections to the club say a lot of things that Paul Pogba is going to wait till what everyone offers him, and he will take the highest bid. I'm not saying that's not true, but I do know that Ralph Rangnick wants this sorted. Now he wants to talk to the player, and he wants Manchester United to talk to the player. He wants to know if the player is loyal to United or if he's just after money. If it's just about money, Ralph Rangnick wants Paul Pogba to be sold in January. Now, Paul Pogba doesn't want to be sold in January. Paul Pogba wants to go on a free. Of course he does. But there are several ways that you can wrangle this. There's lots of different ways. Things that you don't know that happen in football. There are financial kind of things that you can supplement to the player. So it doesn't make a difference to him whether he leaves on a free or leaves now. Listen, I like Paul Pogba. He's a really good footballer. He's one of these players that can't play anywhere. He has to play where he's most dangerous. A little bit. He's got to be used as an attacking player. Unfortunately, he's never been used as a 100% attacking player. He's been used as this Roy Keane figure at the club, and that's not his strengths. And I think that's the problem. I like Paul Pogba. If he stays, I'll be very happy. If he goes, I won't be bothered either. I'm not one of these people who thinks, oh my God, what are we going to do without Pogba? But I do want a decision made one way or the other. And I agree with Ralf Rangnick here. You know, this is a ridiculous situation. And, you know, behind closed doors, Ralf has said to the club, this is ridiculous. You should never have allowed this to happen. And of course they shouldn't have. The main problem here was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He had no faith in the Solskjaer regime, and Pogba wanted out. Pogba was just going to bide his time and leave at the end of the season. Now, everyone in the game who works in the game, I'm not talking about fans, but everyone in the game knows Ralf Rangnick, knows he's a fucking iconic, legendary professor of the game. So he kind of motivates respect straight away. And it looks like Pogba's going to have to make a decision here. As I say, I'm easy about the Pogba thing. Pogba hasn't... Look, we bought Pogba for nearly 90 million quid, euros, whatever. We expected a lot. We expected a player to deliver Roy Keane performances every day. Consistent performances. And sometimes he's been fantastic, and sometimes he's flattered to deceive. I don't believe that's Paul's fault on his own. We've had 3 or 4 different coaches with different ideas. He was brought in the Mourinho era, but I don't think Mourinho chose to bring him in. I think the club wanted to bring him back to Manchester United as a player who came from our youth system and to make a big statement about United DNA. And I think that's why that happened. There's nothing to do with Mourinho. But no one's played Paul to his strengths. He's been inconsistent this season. He's suffered with injuries. He's injured right now, by the way. So what do you do? And I think Ralf is absolutely correct here. You've got to either nail him down for a 3 or 4 year contract, or he's got to go. And as I say, I'm easy with either of these things. We just got to get this done because it's a mess. It's embarrassing. The best thing for Manchester United is he signs now or he's sold now. Simple. There's no other scenario that suits Manchester United. And Ralf has come into this club and said, no, we're not letting this drag out. We need to talk to the player. We need to see what he wants. And at the end of the day, if he's already organised a deal for the end of the season, then that club's going to have to be spoken to and say, listen, you're not getting him for a free. You know, you're going to have to buy him, or because, and I know it's not like the club are in control here. I understand that. The Pogba can just say, no, I'm leaving at the end of the season. I understand that. But Ralf can kind of do some, let's say, ungentlemanly things if he wants to. For example, if he could threaten Pogba that he won't play him. And if Pogba doesn't play, this is a big problem for him getting another club. I mean, people will still want to buy him. It's Paul Pogba. I get that. But it fucks up his fitness levels up as well. So Ralf could just say publicly, oh, we're happy with the team, and Paul will get it. I'm sure Paul will get his chance. That's what Solskjaer used to say about Van der Beek, right? But really there was something a bit negative and twisted going on behind the scenes between Ollie and Van der Beek. That's obvious. Forget what footballers and managers tell you in public, because we all know that's bullshit, unless you're that incredibly naive. So there's ways that Pogba can be persuaded to either sign on or go now, which I think is the 2 scenarios that are the best thing for Manchester United. You don't want this dragged out anymore, and neither do I. It's time to call it a day, or say, Paul, excuse me a minute, not say, Paul, excuse me a minute, while I cough, but, Paul, it's time to put up or shut up. Because we can't have this situation at Manchester United Football Club where we're begging a player to stay. Players should be begging to play for us, not the other way round. And this is what happens when you get amateurs at the club like Solskjaer. And now we've got professional people. And by the way, thank you to John Murtagh, because he's going to appoint someone to be in total control of the Manchester United football team at the club. So they're going to be director of football of the women's football team at Manchester United. So thank you for that, John. This is very important because it shows that Manchester United are taking the female football side of things at the club very seriously. Oh my God, listen to this, everyone. My throat's terrible this morning, isn't it? Anyway, just to finish off, just to repeat that John Murtagh is looking for a sporting director for Manchester United's ladies team, and that's great. So the club is heading for an even footing. It's doing things finally the right way, and let's hope things get better and better and better. Listen, I don't know what the future holds for Manchester United, but I do know it's a better future with Ralph Rangnick than with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. This has been the MUFC Daily. I'm Mick, your host with the most. Just ask your girlfriends and your wives. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit that little funny notification bell so you never miss this perfection. And I'll see you again tomorrow with even more MUFC Daily. Until then, goodbye, peace, auf Wiedersehen.